This is the Clif Webbot report that was released yesterday, February 16th, 2012. I'm going to go ahead and read it to you and try not to jumble it up because it is basically one sentence long and it's difficult to interpret pauses and whatnot. Anyway, mainstream media whores burst out truth attack. Shh, it's coming. Just a few days away. Prepare your ears now. Get your mind ready. You'll never have heard such words of mainstream media ever before in your life, and it is going to start a flood of such huge proportions that the world will not be the same ever again in the future, and will change more in each minute than in all minutes that have ever come before, and you will feel like you just do not have a second to catch your breath, and shouldn't you have gone to work or bed or fed someone or something, but you are paralyzed with the novelty rush pouring out of the pent-up frustrations of decades of pressurized mainstream media whoredom, as all hell breaks loose with a single word, with a single mind, will not be able to contain. No, not that one. Wait for it. Days and temperamental markers falling rapidly now, and precursor events spreading rippling influences outward. You'll hear it, then you'll know it. All prior to breakout is speculation. Afterward, all will be lost in torrents, hint, hint, of the breaking dam, which is why I thought you should just get a few days advance notice for naps and pies. We all need all the energy we have, us old farts, to just keep up with the trailing edge, which begins to race away from us March 19th, with release language compounding beyond our ability to chase. So what does this all mean? Well, that's really up to you, I suppose, but I'm going to go ahead and instill the word war into your mind. And if you read this entire paragraph again, but think of war or possible, say, World War III, you might look at it in a different aspect. Looking at one of the first sentences, you'll see it says, you'll never have heard such words from the mainstream media before in your life. Well, of course we have heard of war before, but maybe not necessarily this big of a war. Also looking at the sentence that says, you will feel like you do not have a second to catch your breath. That's implying that a lot of stuff is going to be happening. We're going to be bombarded with all this information all at once. It's going to be pretty extreme. If we look at the sentence that says, wait for it, days and temporal markers falling rapidly now, and the precursor events spreading rippling influences outward. This, to me, is referencing the key word here, precursor. Looking at what's been going on in Syria and Iran and most of the Middle Eastern part of the world, to me, these are precursor events to a possible World War III. A lot of people speculate this, but of course that's all up for debate. And the last few sentences I'll bring to your attention are as follows. The one that talks about you'll hear it and you'll know it all prior to breakout is speculation. This basically is just going off to what I was just talking about a second ago. Once again, just speculating a World War III. We have the sentence also that says, afterward, all will be lost in the torrents, hint, hint. When I first read that, I thought of internet torrents, piracy torrents, because those have been big in the news right now with all the website takedowns. But if you actually think of missile torrents, that actually brings a different light to this, that particular sentence. I'll go ahead and leave you with that. I am by no means trying to tell you this interpretation is right. This is just a simple interpretation that I think fits. You can go ahead and believe whatever you want. It really, to me, sounds like war, but once again, this entire report is up for debate of what it actually means. You guys can be the judge, but ultimately come to your own conclusion.